True transformation cannot happen without a renewal of the mind. I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired. Mind over matter. If the pain of where you are never exceeds the pain of change, you will always remain the same. Through a renewal of the mind, and it takes a process. True transformation, mind over matter. Change your mind, you change your life. Change your life. You gotta go through it to grow through it. Mind over matter. Be clear.
Welcome back, everybody. The Mind Over Matter podcast. I'm Coach Kid.
I'm Coach Lynch.
And I'm Taylor.
All right, today we'll get right into it. Yesterday, we were speaking at the Randolph County Department of Social Services retreat.
Well, everybody was speaking.
Yeah. Well,
somebody had to run the camera.
Taylor was running the camera, but she gets to speak today.
Right.
All right. But you and I, we went in and we did a session.
Tell them who we were speaking for, though, okay? Because, they need to understand that we just ain't in the gym. We just ain't doing, these just one little school for the little fifth graders or something like that. They need to understand where we at, because we all over the place with this thing. Yeah. And pretty soon we're going to be global.
Global. We're going to be global. I like to say
we're going to be on fries, and that's when the big bucks start to roll in. Yo, Coming to America, man. You don't remember the joint he was saying right now I'm washing lettuce.
Yeah. And then I'm going to get surprised.
Yeah, man.
Okay.
That's all right. Go ahead, though.
Okay, so we did a joint for Department of Social Service leadership, their leadership team.
Right. Mm-hmm.
And what we did was we did a presentation based on the book I wrote called One Decision Away.
One Decision Away. That's right. Yo, this is a pretty dope book, man. If y'all haven't got that One Decision Away by Mr. Canion, you guys need to check out our website and please go grab that up and email us some questions or something like that you're going to have.
We have some other resources on there. Check out Lynch's book, a couple of more books. We're ready to rock.
You don't have to say that because I said something about your book. It's okay.
No,
right now we're talking about One Decision Away.
It's all right. Y'all just got to get it on I Am Results with a Z.
I
got y'all.
That's our commercial for today.
Yeah.
All right, back to our regular show.
So we talked about One Decision Away and basically how to make decisions.
Good.
How people make, because what we realize is that decisions will determine our destiny.
That's good. Decisions determine destiny. You guys need to write that down. Never forget it.
All right, so we talked about the first point. We got into it and we talked about by telling them this. Every decision a person makes leads them somewhere. Mm-hmm. Meaning we think that even trivial decisions, small decisions we make don't lead us anywhere. I'll give you a prime example. So you decide, all right, I'm gonna storm out of the gym and I'm gonna dig into my accelerator going around that corner. But what you don't know is around that corner, you made a fateful decision. Around that corner is another car thinking the exact same thing. They're mad because something happened and boom, you collide based on one decision. Now, it could be positive as well. Like, Lynch, tell them about the decision that led you to your wife. You said it yesterday.
Oh, this was dope. Check it out. All right, so, a long time ago, I heard a quote, and the quote was something like, the average American drives 12,000 miles a year in a car. And they said that was the equivalent to 300 hours that you spend in your car. So they said if you actually turned the radio off and turned on an audiobook, you could get the equivalent of an advanced level college degree by just turning off the radio, because everybody, when they drive in their car, they turn on the radio, just for entertainment. You turn off the radio and turn on an audiobook, then you could get the equivalent of an advanced level college degree. So ever since I heard that quote, I've been riding around listening to audiobooks. Mm-hmm. Like even now, when you see me, if you see my Beats by Dre in my ears, I'm listening to audiobooks because I'm trying to get to 300 hours as fast as possible. So anyway, I used to do this stuff every single day. That's all I used to do was listen to audiobooks. And just like anything, you get tired of, you want to break the monotony, you want to just do something a little different. And this day I decided to turn the radio off. Turn the audiobook off and turn the radio back on. I wanted to hear some.
Were you in a different mood? What was it?
I was just, just kind of bored, just kind of
breaking the monotony.
I wanted to break the monotony. So, I just said that, but okay. Anyway, I guess you zoned out for a second. It's all good. All right, now back to our regular scheduled program. All right. So now that I turned on the music, I turned to the local R&B station, and I was listening to a song by Music Soul Child. That song actually, reminded me of some, a place and time that I had spent with a woman that I used to date, which is now my wife, named Wendy, and. It led me to think about Wendy, so I made the decision to kind of like call her on the spot. So, I dial her number up. Yo, Wendy, what's happening? It's Lynch, what you got going on?
She probably didn't know you were. She was like, who is this?
You gotta explain yourself.
I'm not sure. Lynch.
Remember when we was...
I had a blue jacket.
Key. All right, now let me tell y'all something. I don't know about y'all, but where I'm from, I'm a legend. There ain't too many other people named Lynch around here. So, if she didn't have my number, program in the phone, of course I'm going to call her and I'm going to state who I am right off the bat so that she ain't got a problem playing around with these clowns because, it's probably some other clowns that she used to mess with that got her number. And I'm letting her know, this ain't a clown, this is real deal Holyfield. All right, so now, bam, now that I call her, like, yo, Wendy, what's going on, blah, 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 what you been up to, where you at, you know what I mean? Maybe we can, get up and hang out tonight or something like that. She like, man, look, I done moved to North Carolina. What's up with you though? You know what I'm saying? So we get to talking. I'm like, dang, well, we can't hang out tonight. You live in North Carolina. Man, get off my phone. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, I ain't say all that, but that decision for me to call her, the decision for me to turn off the audiobook and turn on the radio led me to another decision, which was for me to actually call Wendy. And then after I called Wendy, we wound up keeping in touch, which turned into a long distance relationship, which turned into us getting engaged and us getting married, and then me moving to North Carolina and, ultimately meeting you guys. So, just the smallest decision, wow. Just to do, to start listening to audiobooks and then get bored by the audiobook and then to turn the audiobook off, at that particular day, to hear that song on the radio while it was played that day, to remind me of Wendy, to call Wendy, and then to start talking to her, and then off of an impulse decision to say, hey, you know what, let's do this. And it wasn't a long engagement or anything like that. It was just like, let's just get married. You know what I'm saying? So, just decision after decision after decision, it turned into like a snowball effect. It just really... It had a large impact in my life, but a small decision. Go ahead, Pablo. A round of applause. Let me take a bow too. I
just wanted to give you a round of applause for that, man.
Real life love story.
Real life love story. That's what it really is.
When you take a look at that, that's called the butterfly effect.
Yes.
And like small causes really have like large effects in your life. So, just to hone in and touch in on that stuff right there is that, the things that you think are very insignificant in your life really may be playing a large part in what may come in the future.
So let's expound on that for a moment.
Go ahead, let's do it.
Okay, because a lot of people out there right now don't think a lot of decisions they're making. They think, well, why look up? You want to go back to school. The small decision of just looking on the internet, looking for schools, looking at that small decision might lead you somewhere where you read something that says, hey, you might think you didn't have the finances, but we can give you a loan for what you want to do or a grant or whatever. So what I'm saying is, you be willing to make those small decisions, especially, and here's something we didn't say yesterday, and I gotta say it today. Mm-hmm. There are times in your life, and Taylor, you can attest to this, Lynch, you can attest to this, where there's something that's pricking your heart, saying, I should do this. Yeah. It might seem small, insignificant, or I should go around this corner. Has any time you ever been doing something, all of a sudden something dropped into your spirit, into your mind, and said, do this, and you're thinking, it's so insignificant, it means nothing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But we need to be willing to listen to those small voices inside of us, because those small voices inside of us are connected to the divine. It's the way God speaks to us many times. And because the thing he tells us to do is so small, we discard it many times.
Right. Or we question it.
Yeah, or we question it and we don't do it.
Yeah.
But just remember that every time that something happens to you, and especially if it nags you, something nags you to keep doing something, you're connected to the divine. What I tell people is, do it. Don't think about it. We did a podcast a few weeks back on the 5-second rule.
Yeah.
Stop thinking and start doing.
That's good.
And so
you've been a changed man since that book, since we started reading.
I have.
You really, you have.
You noticed it?
I've noticed it. Yes, I've noticed
okay.
it because I used to tell you before. Come on, can we let's just do it, man. Let's just do it. Now you like, come on, yo, we got to shoot. Like,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I've been a change. I admit it. And the fact that I'm willing to change, I'm willing to listen to other people. That was something I didn't do early on in life. I didn't listen. I was like, man, they don't know what they're talking about, But now I want to listen to everybody, and you can learn from people, especially people around you who have your best interests at heart. So the fact that you noticed that, man, I want to start clapping now.
No. Round of applause.
No. But every decision leads you somewhere. So what we want to do is give people, 3 points on basically how to do it.
We actually just talked about the first point, which was, we said that, we said the decisions determine destiny. And we actually talked about the butterfly effect. So, and that just meant that we had, small causes that led to large effects. And the small causes, sometimes you got to think of them as like I said, the snowball effect, how it just got bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger.
Right.
And, with the snowball effect, you can equate that to a lot of different things in your life because, I want to say, I made a decision in November, me and Wendy, we made a decision to clean up our credit. And, we said, you know what, let's do this. We started reading a book by Dave Ramsey, and we kind of 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 that. We said, you know what, hey, we got to the part where we talked about the debt and all that type of stuff and make your, put your cushion away and all that. And we did that, emergency fund. We did that. And after that, we just started smashing it out. And it taught us to get small wins. It taught us to do the smaller bills first, to get the small wins. And once we got the small wins, it gave us a sense of accomplishment, a sense of empowerment, and a sense of confidence. So, it's just like me acting on, the phone call. I did the first thing and it gave me a little small win. I got an answer on the phone, and once I talked to her, it wasn't like, she had a boyfriend or a husband or anything like that. So that gave me another small win. It was like, okay, we can keep in touch. Then we still kept calling and we were getting good conversation, good vibes and stuff like that. So those small wins led me to come chase her down here.
Why is having small wins important? You used an example yesterday about me not wanting to do leg day. We were talking about, and we made the crowd laugh because they were like, I was like, I didn't want to do leg day. I would do it at another gym. But there was something important out of that you said that I want to bring out right here. You said what I did was after I made a decision to come. The decision had to be mine to come. Right. But what you said, I put you in a position to win, to get a small win. Right. You said, okay, put a box up or put something where you can squat down.
That he could do.
That I could do.
Right. And I use the term self-efficacy. All right. And that's a successful experience. All right. So basically, if I can give you a successful experience, it's a small win for you. And when you have a successful experience, you actually change the picture, right?
Yes.
You change the way you perceive that certain event, that certain place, that certain person, or that certain thing. All right. Person, place, thing. That's a noun.
Yeah,
right?
sure.
All right? So you understand what I'm saying? So if we could change the picture, we change the perception. If we change the perception, then that means we're going to change the way we feel about it, because the way we feel about what we see is going to dictate our reality. Right? That makes sense. I'll say that again. The way we feel about what we see dictates our reality. So if I see a box that I can't jump on and I'm always going to look at it like, man, I can't jump that high. I'm not going to jump on the box. Yeah. But if I lower the box, if I get something a little bit smaller that I know that you can do, and then maybe I increase it by 2 inches or something like that and keep giving you a successful one. Okay, add 2 inches. He gets on that one. Boom. Next time when he sees an 18 box next to a 20 box, he's like, you know what? I've been jumping on the 18 and I know I've been clearing it by at least 2 inches. Now deductive reasoning is starting to come in and he's like, if I've been clearing the 18 by 2 inches, that means I can do 20 inches. Right. Now he tries to jump on a 20-inch box. So a lot of times when people, look, I know that they can do the 20-inch box and they just are a little hesitant, a little scared, I make them step up on the box and I make them stand up and just stand up there. I want you to stand up there and I want you to feel how it feels to conquer the box. You're already on top. So I start them at the top. Does that make sense? They've already won. They've already won. They have a new picture in their mind. Good. They have the picture of their mind of conquering the box. They're on top of the box. Yeah. So if you think about it, in my book, when I write when we write goals down, right? We do what we call a reverse engineer. We start with the actual goal.
Yeah.
Right? And then we work our way down. The last thing we find out is the big why. The big why is the foundation.
Yeah.
So we work our way backwards. But what do we work on first? We work on the goal, which is the top of the box.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? So I just take I take the technical stuff that came from the book and I take it to the practical aspect, and then I just blend the two and make the perfect marriage. And then I just teach the people that, this is how you do this in this area, and this is how you do it in this area, even though they're two separate things. This is in the gym, this is in your life.
Yeah.
You understand? That's what makes me a coach.
You're such a genius.
Yeah, that's what makes me
No, you can't even say coach for that one. You're such a genius.
Yeah.
That's really good. But one of the things I want to take people back to the beginning of it. Mm-hmm. The beginning always starts with nobody can help you be successful unless you're willing to make the decision to do it, to actually jump, to actually step up. Right. To even come in the gym to be winning.
So yes, they did make they made that small decision, which was our point number one, which was going to lead us to our ultimate destiny. But now we got to go into point number two, which was once I got you on the box and I changed the picture, once Wendy started answering the phone and we started getting positive feedback, then guess what started happening? Positive self-talk came in.
Positive self-talk.
Right? Which is point number two. We started to tell a different story to ourselves, because what do you always tell us, kid? That people do two things. Go ahead.
What two?
Well, you tell us that we talk to ourselves and we tell ourselves a story.
Well, yeah. Well, so what I was basically talking about in that instance is that when I asked the group yesterday, what happens when you talk to yourself? And so they were like, I don't know. I answer. I said, well, here, let me be a little more technical. What happens?
Right.
It's two things. That you ask a question,
right,
and you tell a story.
Right.
So you'll ask a question, how come I can't jump on the box, or how come I can't lose weight? Why can't I? And then you answer it by telling the story.
Why can't I get a husband?
Why can I get a husband? Oh, that's a good one right there.
Yeah.
And then you tell the story. To tell the story is, I can't get a husband because I got 3 kids. And you know what? And there are no other good men out there.
Yeah.
All the good men are taken.
Gone.
Okay. Either the men or this or that. And so the story I tell it because it makes me feel better about my decision making.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So if I tell another story, I have to make another decision that complements that story.
That's good.
So if I tell myself, okay, I can jump on this box, I can be successful, then the story I gotta tell, I gotta go to the gym on leg day to be able to do that.
Right.
Okay, so that's what happens with people, those two things. And what you have to do is, number one, you have to ask yourself a different question, and that question leads to a different story. So let me give you a case in point how that worked. When I wanted to lose weight, I used to ask myself, why can't I lose weight? That question in and of itself is what we call an endless loop question. An endless loop question is a question that the brain cannot answer, but it's gonna keep trying.
Yeah.
And here's what I mean. The brain says, because you work all the time.
Right.
Because you're overweight. Because you ain't what you used to be. Because you don't have time. Because you got the kids to take care of. You got to feed your family. Your brain is trying to come up with an answer that suits you. So what you have to do is ask another question. So I asked another question. I said, I want to lose weight. How can I lose 100 pounds, keep it off, and inspire people in the process? Well, your brain, I'm going to find that picture. I'm going to find that answer. But to find the answer, I got to tell myself another story. That I can do it. That I can lose the weight.
Right.
I can keep it off. That I can inspire the people once I get this.
That's good.
And that's what happened.
Positive
Positive self-talk.
Right. And with the positive self-talk, what happens is we start to reprogram or recondition our thoughts.
Yes.
Because right now, when we're first in the beginning stages of that, our thoughts are conditioned to come, in the negative sense, which brings us to negative self-talk, right?
Yeah.
And we start to talk bad, have self-limitations and things like that. So, limiting beliefs and all that different type of stuff. So,
but question, what do you do? What do y'all do when you have that negative self-talk? Or what did you used to do? You know what I mean? Because I know for me, I had to make sure I call, I always say, I call an older adult before I make a real adult decision. Like I call an older one, so I make sure my self-talk isn't, just my naiveness, or just not knowing my ignorance. And, so I call an older adult to get more understanding of what I'm trying to do.
Let me tell you what I do.
What you do?
And I do it now because negative self-talk still happens.
Yeah.
It comes. You have to cast down every thought.
Mm-hmm.
So you talk about it in the Bible. So the thoughts are going to pop into your head.
Right.
What I do now, as opposed to before, I used to try to answer the self-talk. Now I do this. When it pops into my head, I ask myself the question: how is this going to serve me? Is this going to help me become greater and reach my goals?
Wow.
And because I asked the question, I'm forced to answer it.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm forced to answer it.
Right. And Ken, you talk about this all the time. You talk about associative conditioning, right? Which basically is going to go into your RAS, your reticular activating system,
yes.
and that's how you condition yourself. So if you're coming with the negative self-talk, then it's going to be garbage in, garbage out. Garbage in, garbage out, and you got to catch that. You got to change that. Like today, when we were running back, when we were running up. When we were running up towards Freeman Mill Road,
yes.
I just kept telling myself. I mean, I didn't keep telling myself, but it kept popping in my head, like, you're not a runner. You know what I'm saying? Because I started off, it was just me and Woodrow. And for the whole time, it kept being me and Woodrow. So Trey was behind us, but Trey's like 6'7".
Right.
You know what I mean? So he got long strides. I expect him to be able to kill the running and everything. Right. But when the thought was popping in my head, you're not a runner, I was trying to kill it. Like, you got this, you taking bigger strides than Woodrow, that type of stuff. That's how you're able to keep up. So I still finished, at like third or something like that, as in me not being a runner. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
So do you feel like you're a runner now?
I feel like I've become more efficient at running.
Okay.
It's still in the back of my mind, deep-rooted subconscious image that I have of myself, and it's going to come out. It comes out in times.
But that's something people need to know. Even positive people have things in their life that come up, and you question, or it may question you, and these thoughts come out of nowhere. It's like out of left field. It could be based on experience. It could be based on conditioning or whatever.
Actually, yes, and it's based on basically we want to say that it's habitual behavior, because it does come up and it pops up whenever you're least expecting it, and it's because the image that you have deep rooted in your subconscious mind. So it's been implanted there. A long time ago, you may have told yourself you were a runner, or a long time ago, you may have been overweight or something like that. You never really ran like that. I mean, somebody might have told you that. Look, you slow, man. Go sit down somewhere. Right. You know what I'm saying? You don't even need to be out here with us fast kids or something like that. And you went out, you might have went and sat somewhere, or you might have started fighting somebody from it, and you got beat up, and now you just like, I ain't no runner. I should have just went and sat down. Like I ain't no runner.
I could not run the dude. And I could not run the dude when they were chasing me down, taking my lunch money. I mean, whatever. But that's good though. But does that answer your question though, Taylor?
Yeah, it is good. That was great.
So
people need to hear that.
A GEICO, and that's all I want you to do is remember GEICO, not GEICO. GEICO, GIGO, garbage in, garbage out. But the adverse of that is good in, good out. You hear what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So garbage in, garbage out. But as soon as you understand that that's garbage coming in, look, just flip the switch. Good in, good out. Good in, good out.
Let's tell them how to put the good in though, because what they don't know, and that the good in, good out is, I like that better than garbage out. But even though both of them are true, but here's the thing: when you're trying to make a decision in life, you don't have anybody around you. I always tell people, get around people who think like you want to think, not like you already think. Right. Because some people, I said, you already have negative images. So what you need to do is get around people who think like you want to think. And what happens is, it's called transference of emotion. The more you're around an intense emotion, the more that emotion is transferred to you. Right. Case in point, you ever got an attitude because somebody got an attitude with you? My wife mad at me about something, and I'm like, well, since you mad at me, I'm mad at you. You know what I mean? It's transference of emotion. So what you do is, now it's easier than ever to find these people, find people like us, people on YouTube, on the internet. So you might not know anybody in your circle, but the more you watch them, the more you're around them, the more whatever they feel is transferred to you. So that garbage in, garbage out, and good in, good out is just, that's tremendous.
Well, I mean, you're altering your perspective. And, you know, at the end of the day, the way you feel about what you see is going to equal your reality. So when you say, you know, the emotion is, the E stands for energy, right? Mm-hmm. The E stands for energy, and it's energy in motion. So you have to, you know, basically, you know, change that frequency, like we talked about before.
Right.
Which changes the energy, which changes the motion.
E stands for energy
In
motion. Yeah, I like it. That's slick right there. I kind of like this. I'm gonna tell you, you don't know this, and I've never told you this. So I'm gonna reveal something real quick on this podcast. I'm about to reveal something.
Oh Lord.
No, seriously, it's helped me, and I've tried to evolve. You know, from a person who used to have an angry temper, and not that I was mad at the world. I was just controlling, and if things didn't go my way, I didn't like it. All right, I've evolved a lot. But sometimes it comes out, the anger in me, every now and then, but I don't like it to come out. I
understand.
But Lynch said something one day that really hit me. He didn't know it. That's why I'm only sharing it for the first time right here. I got mad in the gym one day, and my wife was like, "Why you get mad? I ain't never seen you get mad like that." And remember, I kicked the box Lynch that day.
I know you hurt your foot.
I didn't hurt it. I was glad I heard it. I could have hurt it. I could have broke my toe. I could have broke my toe. I was like, man, I'm jumping on this box. But you were saying, no, you're not jumping on the box. And I'm like, I am jumping on the box. And I'm like, F it. All right. So I said the word. But you said, well, you know, it all calm is on the way. You know, anger is just one letter from danger. And I was like,
and then you kicked the box.
And then I was like,
you almost broke your toe.
but when you said it,
yeah.
I was mad.
Calm as heck too.
But I thought about it afterwards. I was like, yo, what he said was so profound. That emotion, anger,
guess what I said?
Was leading me to danger.
Danger, yes. I told you, anger is one letter away from danger, and I told you that it was the crack cocaine of emotions.
And yeah, you did say all that. I ain't hear that part.
I know you did.
I mean, I heard it now that you said.
Yeah.
But and that's so deep, man. Our emotions. Why our emotions take us places, man. And sometimes we don't want to go. Mm-hmm. We don't want to go.
That's right.
That's deep right there. All right, we got it. Mm-hmm. All right, so give me the number 3.
Oh, well, number 3 was about the past. What's the name of that chapter in your book about the past?
I was talking about your past. Well, basically, the essence of it is this: is that your past doesn't determine your future.
That's what it was. That's what it was.
Yeah, your past doesn't determine. Your past never consults your future. So when you're making decisions, when you decide to make decides, your decision needs to be based on where you want to go, not where you've been.
That's good.
Because at the end of the day, all of us have things in our past that we don't like, that we want to avoid, we don't want to think about. But so your future will never consult your past about what's going to happen in the future. Right. So I always tell people, stop making decisions based on what happened to you in the past. Right. While I'm here right now, you know, I tried to start this business. We started Results. Finally, we're having success. Wanted to start this business, but for the last 7 years, I hadn't been able to, no, 5 years. 5 years, I had not been able to do it. But when you guys came along, I didn't consult my past and say, you know what, you still ain't gonna be able to do it because you didn't do it then.
Well, you saw the light, the golden child.
Thanks, Taylor. Taylor, I didn't see you. Wow, I'm glad I met you at school, man. It was so good meeting you as a golden child. I thank you too. Yeah, got him.
Like you really got him.
Well, when he walked into the gym, he wasn't looking to tell her. He was looking for the person that said, somebody got to die today. That's what he was looking for. Yeah, I was looking for the golden child.
The real golden child.
I needed the golden child, and Taylor's the golden goose. The golden goose, baby.
Laying gold. That sounds crazy. Yeah. Like then the golden goose lay golden eggs. That sounds crazy.
So the reason why you don't have to your future never consults your past is because the simple fact that everything you've done is over with. The past is is done.
Yeah.
And everything that's in it is never coming back. It's gone. All right. In the future, for real, it may never come. Like, God blesses us every day with put breath in our lungs and wakes us up, and that's why we give thanks to him when we rise. But, you don't know if you're going to wake up tomorrow. So the only thing you ever have is the actual present. I mean, it's called the present because it's a gift. It's a gift from God. It's straight to you for you to do everything that you're supposed to do with it today. And today shapes your future. Everything you do today shapes your future, not what you did yesterday. All right? So listen, let me tell you something. When you get to tomorrow, what will it be? It will be today.
It will be today.
It will be today. Right?
Yeah.
So there is no tomorrow. I'm going to tell you that right now. Tomorrow does not exist. When you get to tomorrow, what will it be? Today. So don't worry about tomorrow when your tomorrow will eventually be today. So if you do everything you're supposed to do today, then your tomorrow will be today.
And it will take care of itself.
It definitely going to be.
It's all about the power of now.
Yeah.
Everything that happens should happen now. Do it now. Stop waiting on someone else to do something before you do something else.
Right.
And since we read that book, The 5-Second Rule, it has really changed my life. On everything we do now, I have a sense of urgency because truth be told, a lot of people around me are getting up out of here. They died. And I'm not saying, and some people are walking dead.
Yeah.
Because they're not doing anything. Taylor, tell us about your group, though, and why this is so important. I want to bring this out. Taylor's a young person in her 20s, early 20s, right? Smart as I don't know what. But your friends come to you. They moan and they groan about where they are in life.
Yeah, they definitely do. Shout out to the new graduates of 2017.
Shout out.
Good stuff.
But no, I thought it was at first it used to make me really angry, or sometimes it still does make me a little angry, when my friends approach me asking me questions like, well, you seem all right, you're not living with your parents anymore, but you're doing great, man, I just wish that I could do that, or I could make money, or I'm broke right now, and this, that, and it bothers me because I'm just like, honestly, I'm not living in my mom's house, but I'm in the same boat as you. I don't know what's happening next. I don't know where I'm headed next. Like, even after this, after y'all, like, there's still so much more to come in my life, but I'm not worried about that. I'm not sitting around just formulating like, oh my gosh, I just got to think what's next. Because I know, if anything, if I was sitting at home, like if that was like what I had to do, like if I hadn't met, like for real, if I hadn't met y'all, I would definitely be home. And I'd be working all kind of jobs, still figuring out what's next. You know what I mean? I just wouldn't be stagnant. Because I don't know, I can't
You'd be
stay
at the Cheesecake
stagnant.
Factory.
I'd be everywhere.
How much
I'm probably working a government job.
Your mom had told you to go to the Cheesecake Factory and get a job, didn't she? When it opened up here. When it first opened up.
That wasn't my mom.
Oh, you said you was just going to go over there and get a job.
I was just going to go over there. That was just me just looking at another easy income because I knew this worked me creatively. I knew something else, like I have a great personality. I'd be a bomb waitress. Like, that's all I was thinking. Something easy to do.
You do know you would have been miserable, right?
Oh, yeah. I already know because the last job I had, I was miserable.
You do know you were miserable.
I was so miserable that it almost scared me to quit. Like, I had to literally walk in there that day. I just felt so off. That was the Holy Spirit speaking to me one decision away. Literally.
Wow.
Holy Spirit was speaking to me so bad that day. Even my manager came up to me. He was like, what's wrong with you? What's wrong today? Like, you're not selling how you usually sell. I sold apartments. So he's like, you're not selling how you usually sell. Like, you're not really interacting with anybody. You just stayed at your desk. Like, what's wrong with you? And I was like, honestly, you really want me to tell you? I was like, that was the same day but it was the same day that Kenneth gave me the okay. Like, he was like, don't even worry about that job. He was like, I can cover it. As soon as he said that, my whole demeanor changed at that job.
That's good stuff.
I walked in there and I was like, I can't do this anymore. And he was like, what do you mean? And I was like, I cannot do this anymore. Because they promised me that job, they tried to make it seem like as soon as I graduated, I was going to be a manager. I would go from manager in training to be a manager. So now it's like early March, and I'm like, okay, May's coming, so what's up? Haven't heard nothing. Half of my manager in training stuff, they didn't even teach me.
But think about this.
They weren't even trying.
I'm going to leave. This is the last thing I'm going to say, because this has been a real good podcast, but I want to say this. If you had taken that decision, your decision your decision has brought you to a place where everything God has put into you, everything He's put into you, you're able to use. Think about it. That decision, your creativity, all of your ideas, now you can grow into your fullness.
Yeah, you're absolutely right.
But you made that decision.
As soon as I made that decision, I have never in my life been able to be this creative. You know what I mean? Everything that we do, we're literally curating something new. We're creating it out of dust, out of thin air.
Nothing.
And we're making it happen. You know what I mean? Even what we're doing for the fitness industry right now. We're changing the game entirely. That's why we were bugging at first, like, oh my gosh, everything's happening so slow. It's been about a year now, but Chinese bamboo tree.
I'm done. Go ahead, Lynch. Taylor, that's good. I'm done.
I don't know what you want me to tell him, Ken.
You
gotta wrap it up, baby.
All right, Taylor, wrap us up. Wrap us up. Tell the people what they need to do when it come to decisions. You ain't got to do it. I'll do it. All right, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to tell y'all this right here. And it's based on the book that I wrote. And I wrote that book, here's why. Because I had a lot of clients, and including myself, there were decisions that I made in my life. Some of them were good. Some of them were not so good. But every decision that I made led me somewhere. And every decision that I made helped me to grow. Help me to be better. Help me to be the man that I am growing to be every single day. Don't be afraid to make those decisions.
Yeah.
Don't be afraid to make the decisions that will change your life. We don't like change, but it was never intended for us to stay the same. Nothing stays the same. Either we grow, as Lynch say, or we die. We grow or we die. It's up to you. And your decisions that you make today will determine the destiny you have tomorrow, which, as Lynch said, will be today.
That's good. We'll see y'all on the next one. It's food for thought. You do the dishes. It's mind over matter. If you don't mind, then the decision won't matter. We'll see y'all on the next one.
Mind over matter. Change your mind, you change your life. Change your life. You gotta go through it to grow through it. Mind over matter. Be clear.